Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm a bit sick, so yeah, I'm just not feeling well. So we are playing Hakuoki, Kyoto Wins. It's another little romance otome game. This has been on my wish list for forever, so I'm really excited to try it. So here we are. I'm just gonna keep it Chizuru because again, I've recently learned if you keep the same name that they give, then the characters will probably say the name. Either way, we're going to confirm Chizuru. This is a work of fiction, so Chizuru is not real. Prologue, 1864. It looked like they were like ninjas or something. Oh, how cute. So this is Kyoto. It was awfully impressive, not denying it, or no denying it. Even simple hellos between people passing the street seemed warm and friendly. They nodded and smiled to one another as if family and not strangers about on errands. This is beautiful, the background. Still, there was something else as well. Something making the city feel strangely cold. Almost as though there was a great invisible wall, shutting out anyone wandering. This background music is so beautiful. Also, sorry if it's too loud. I'm not sure if I belong here. No, that's all in my head. I walked quite some distance to reach Kyoto, and both my mind and my body were exhausted. Even so, tiredness was no reason to meander and feel sorry for myself. I couldn't afford to. Excuse me. I hesitantly stopped a passerby. I'm sorry, I seem to be a bit lost. Could you? Who is it? What am I supposed to do now? I was lost again, but in a different sort of way. I sighed and looked up at a darkening sky. The sun was beginning to set. People I'd spoken to showed me no unkindness, and they gave me directions, but it was not really the best time to leave the city. Learning the person I'd hoped to visit had left town, caused hope to see from my crumbling resolve. Why did they leave town? The only person besides father who I could rely on was Dr. Matsumoto. Dr. Matsumoto was a doctor serving the shogunate. I had never met him myself, but my father put a great deal of trust in the man. He had told me that if I ran into any trouble in his absence, I was to contact Dr. Matsumoto. Unfortunately, Mr. Matsumoto was on business and would not return for some time. Was I too hasty? Perhaps I should have waited. It was indeed rude to visit without warning. Oh my goodness, sorry, I'm so sick. Which is why I sent a letter prior, but it seems he had left before reading my letter. But then why would you send a letter and then go, even if he did not visit you? Suspicious. Perhaps I thought I should have waited for a reply. Yeah, that's what I just said, but I can no longer spend time waiting idly for news. Oh, Chizuru, is something wrong, father? He paused for a moment and looked at me. Oh, it's voiced. So our father is departing for the city of Kyoto. Is it for business again? He left the house often during that period, sometimes for days at a time. What's your business? Do you sell money to people? He could be gone for a month or 2 months. Why does our dad not have hair? Oh, there was no hiding my disappointment. Nonetheless, I wasn't a child anymore. I couldn't beg him to not go or other foolishness. Yes, I'd be lonely, but I was much more worried for him. Please, father, be careful. They say the city of Kyoto is dangerous. I personally have never heard that. He only smiled. Gosh, he's got such an ugly head. You needn't fret. I'll be sure to send you letters often so that you'll have no need to worry. Okay, you promise? We're the cute boys. Father kept his promise. A new letter arrived so often I scarcely had the time to respond before another would arrive. He told me that he worried about me being home by myself. Then the letter stopped. Our dad died. A whole month passed with no word. Oh my gosh, it's snowing! This music is so beautiful. They say Kyoto is full of ronin. Ronin, a samurai who have left their master or have been stripped of privileges. Oh, it is not a safe place. Usually, a samurai is paid by their house, but ronin who report to no house often rob people in order to make ends meet. They're nothing more than violent criminals who hide behind the image of the samurai. Such is the state of the city of Kyoto, the city of ronin. Small wonder, then, that I worried for my father. My mind would concoct? That is a word. Why does it look like that? Horrible possibilities, and I often find myself depressed and tense. First, I suppose I need to find a place to stay. Lost in thought, I didn't notice nightfall descend. If I was honest with myself, I hadn't the faintest idea of how long searching for him would take. I'd brought a negligible sum of money with me, enough to last me a month. That's me going to my trip to Japan. For a week, I'm bringing a lot of money. I would like to buy a lot of stuff. Finding father in this window of time is a must. Otherwise, I would have to depend on Dr. Matsumoto returning in this time, or else I'd be forced to return home without a word. Well, at any rate, I should try and be as frugal as possible. I leaped in my stride and set off on my path. Fortunately for me, men's clothing assisted with keeping a quicker pace than women's. Oh, so I was dressed? I'm dressed as a guy? My disguise, such as it was, proved successful. I'd safely made it all the way to Kyoto. Such success went to my head and led me to believe I could explore Kyoto as I pleased. Oh, what did I do? Save. You guys making me save. How did that what? No. But Kyoto is not a safe place. I should have remembered that. Why is it not safe? Instead, I had somehow convinced myself that the city's hidden dangers did not apply to me. Oh, I was about to discover otherwise. Oh my god, this guy has no eyes. On the street in front of me were 3 ronin. That is one guy. Can I help you? I did my best to keep my voice down, reaching nonchalantly for my kodachi. My father encouraged me to take sword lessons. I kept with him, and I did rather well. I was confident enough to defend myself. However, perhaps in my overconfidence in myself is what served the situation a hand to me. I'd mess up and let my guard down. My fault. There was a chance I could take them on, but there's only one dude. There were 3 of them. There's only one dude. Quick save. Pretty nice blade you got there, kid. Only then I realized they were far more interested in my sword. Looks like a bit much for a pup like this. Give it here, okay? We'll put it to good use. But the sword wasn't just some blade I picked up. It was a family heirloom spanning generations. There was no way I could give it to the ronin, though I had a feeling they wouldn't understand. In such a situation, the best decision was undoubtedly to retreat. Oh my god, we're running. I turned and ran as fast as my legs could. Hey, get back here, you little muffin. Gosh, they sure don't come up easily, do they? I felt like I'd been running for quite a while, but I could still hear the ronin cursing loudly. I ducked into an alley, flattening against the wall. After deciding they weren't too close, I crept farther into the alley. Someone left a couple sheets of wood leaning against one of the houses, a perfect hiding spot. How? What luck, I thought, kneeling down under them. This is my way to escape. Huh? I was listening for sounds. A suspicious calm entered my mind. I'd expected to hear the ronin yelling to each other, looking for me, but seconds turned into minutes. I heard nothing. I was about to sneak out and have a look when... Oh! What? My plan to investigate was immediately halted. Remaining silent and hidden was more important. Still. Oh. What is this? Why won't you die? We gotta get out of here. It But then that true fear began to set in. There was something dangerous out there. Something quite possibly lethal. My imagination conjured up no shortage of gruesome theories. Even so... Oh, what is that? Oh, that's the roof. Even so, I could feel an itch of curiosity. I wanted to know what was out there. Carefully, I peeked around the corner's edge. The cold reflection of moonlight upon a blade glared at me, and my eyes followed it to the arm that held it. Is he sexy? Had this person saved me? Hold on. But no slower than it appeared, my hope vanished. The person in the blue coat said nothing, just stepped forward, his sword raised. Oh my god, did he kill him? Ah! Why does he keep doing this? I mean, yeah, I'll save, but... Oh, it tells you the date I'm recording. Yeah, that's so true. Okay. Oh, he sounds great. Is he sexy? A high, screeching laugh cut off the man's scream. The blade fell through the air like a butcher's knife rather than a sword. Just killed his death. The scream turned wet, caught, and disappeared in the air like half-empty bellows. My eyes went wild. I just witnessed a murder. Any strength I received vanished quickly. My legs gave way and I crumbled to the ground. My eyes widened like busted shells. Oh my gosh. He died within the first blow, but as I watched, the blades fell, carving lines into the corpse. What? A saw slip of the blade fell through flesh, or a slip of the blade through flesh, silent creep of blood across the ground. I felt nothing from them but madness. Their only desire was raw, animalistic violence. Whatever they were, it wasn't human. They were broken. I could feel my throat clench tightly, and a warm, dark smell brushed against my face. I slowly recognized the coppery tank of blood. An icy bolt of fear ran down my spine, crawling into my limbs and freezing me in place. I was terrified. What was I gonna do? What could I do? You have to run. I forced my jaw open and drew a ragged breath. This was the only chance I'd get. I had to. Ah! My body, still numb with fear, was unresponsive. I lurched sideways against a stack of wood. With a rough clatter, it collapsed. Oh! Oh my gosh. Yo, I'm asleep in like an hour. This is freaky. Creature's turn, coats drenched in blood. Okay, well now there's 3 of them. Their eyes locked with mine and bore into mine. Hideous grins split their inhuman face, shaking with excitement. This is freaky. I had to run. I couldn't die yet, but my legs refused to move. Their hideous cackling laughter echoed. I was gonna die. My body was frozen with terror. I couldn't even scream. This was it. This was the end. Who saved me? What? I watched them raise their bloody swords, the moon glinting off the metal. Then there was a flash of light and a soft splash of blood. I could feel it, warm and sticky. Bile began to rise in my throat, but before disgust took hold, I heard a voice. Who is it? Are you sexy? Oh? What? You got a cute voice. The words suggest disappointment, but the voice sounded happy. And here I was planning to take care of them all. Can't you have picked another day to work fast, Saito? As he spoke, the strange man smiled, almost if he were enjoying himself. Hajime Saito. I only did my job. Unlike you, I take no pleasure in battle. Ooh. Well, that's not a very nice thing to say. He laughed. You don't even bother to deny it. The man caught Saito's side with the air of a long-suffering companion and looked at me. Maybe. But if you sat back and let them kill... Oh, he's short. He could save us some trouble. His tone was light, but it confirmed my fears. I may have escaped the sheams of Ronin, but I was ensnared by something much darker. Perhaps. That decision is not ours to make. Then who was in charge of these two? Their conversations led me to believe they were part of an organization. As I thought about it, I recalled hearing about men with blue coats. Ah! My thoughts were interrupted by a dark shade gliding into view. More sexy men? Oh. Oh, yeah. I swallowed hard. Oh. Yeah, okay. Sure. The moonlight showed off his smooth dark hair. For reasons I can't fathom, the moment the light on his hair made me think of the wistfulness of flower petals. It's almost as if the cherry trees were blooming out of season. Oh my god. Luck is not your friend tonight. He is so beautiful. His voice was cold and quiet like a blade of ice. Blue-white moonlight lit his slender face and shone from the blade pointed at my chest. But it wasn't the sword making my breath catch. It was his eyes. They were fierce and hard, but somewhere behind them, I could catch a glimpse of something else. There could be no doubt that he was prepared to kill me, and yet he looked troubled. Not kindness, but perhaps mercy? Run, and I will kill you. Do you understand? I nodded. There was no doubt he meant every word he said. He stared at me for a moment, then grimaced, then put his sword away, sighing. What? I was too surprised to stop myself from speaking. It quickly became apparent I wasn't the only one. What? Hey, Hijikata, are you sure about this? The kid saw everything. Can't be good. As he spoke to the man he called Hijikata, his eyes narrowed. The man called Hijikata frowned back at him. Shut up. If you keep that up, you know what we're gonna have to do. It was clear enough. What I'd seen was something they wanted to keep hidden. How do I save? I feel like the more they said, the more I got it. And it was clear none of us wanted such a thing. I really think it's gonna come back to bite us in the butt if we let this kid go. The way he looked at me made me feel as if he read my mind. So what? So we should just kill people now? No, I'll see what to do with this kid when we get back. I agree with the commander. If we remain here, we're likely to be seen again. Then he looked down at the creature he killed, as though he'd forgotten the whole ordeal. If they had this sort of reaction to blood, then they don't seem like they'll be very practical. Darn. He peered at the corpse, his face a motionless mask. When he looked back up at his companions, however, his eyes narrowed. As for you two, drop the Hijikata and commander. Keep a low profile. What? Come on, you can't be serious. Aren't our blues a bit of a giveaway? He was right. Even I had heard stories about a gang of cruel men in blue coats who cut people down. Ooh. I didn't know how to confront the dilemma of pretending I didn't see. My mind swirled through a pool of worries. A world where there's nothing strange in carrying a normal conversation in the dead of night. What should we do with the bodies then? Just take their booze. Yamazaki can deal with the rest. As you wish. Another man cut down on the street, huh? Doing a great job, aren't we? He gave a derisive bark of laughter. So long as we keep our mouths shut, I don't think anyone will know we were here. He looked directly at me and I got the distinct feeling his words weren't for his companions. It was common for people to be murdered in Kyoto. It was a dangerous city after all. I knew that, of course. But to see it happen, that was something else entirely. If death was such an easy thing in Kyoto, I thought, then the city itself must be surely mad. Ah, yes. We did save you, didn't we? I didn't realize right away he was speaking to me. When I did, my eyes went wide. What do you mean, you saved me? Well, he did have a point. Despite their threats, he saved my life. They saved my life. I stood up steadily as I could manage, brushed off some dirt off my clothes and bowed. Thank you very much. Apologize for not thanking you earlier. There was so much going on, I was a little confused. Oh, here. Okay, we're gonna end this here. This is pretty interesting. And I think they are ninjas. So bye.